Hello everyone, this is Direwolf20 and welcome to episode 6 of Direwolf20 Sky Factory 4 Let's Play series. Today I am working on lots of tree automation. So I'm playing around with a few things just to kind of get the feel for how stuff works in this pack. I'm not seeing a lot of chest options, which is interesting. To say the least. Now we do have access to applied energistics, which doesn't probably seem too terrible. Though I have no idea how to get into quartz and all that stuff, but I'm assuming there's a tree for it. There's also resource hogs, which is apparently pigs that produce resources. Sounds interesting. But yeah, to get into applied energistics, where's the controller? Am I crazy? Where's the controller? There is no controller. Is that a prestige thing? The only thing I can think of is that it's a prestige thing. There's the Futura block controllers. That's interesting. So Applied Energistics is here, but there's no controller. I mean, there's no channels the way the thing is designed. So like the config option to disable channels is enabled, right? So that's a thing. But that's interesting that there's no controller, but that's cool. So aside from that, it's all your standard stuff, right? So there's that stuff, and then there's this, and then there's that, and then there's this. So how do we get these dudes? Resource hogs definitely looks like it'll get us nether quartz. But aside from that, is it only resource hogs that we can get? Or is there some kind of way to get nether quartz ore? Lasers, so that's an option. Nether quartz dust. Quartz ore from Content Tweaker. Crushed quartz, which can come from your standard suite of things. So I don't know. We're gonna have to investigate what the deal is with nether quartz and how you get that eventually. But in the meantime, I've been working on resources. So as you can see here, I've been slowly but surely accumulating resource trees. There's a few resources that we don't have just yet, so I'm kind of like planning towards. I don't think I set up lapis just yet. I think that was one of the next ones I wanted to do. I'm going to move this guy. So one of the things I found that was difficult for me to deal with initially, and it's not an ideal solution that we find ourselves in. So there's redstone, lapis, and diamond then. One thing that we find ourselves is there's no good chests that can sit next to each other. Because you know, like vanilla chests can't sit next to each other. They turn into double chests and they can't sit next to each other, right? So in the with the goal of keeping things a little bit more compact, I've got the chest slabs here. Now the downside to chest slabs is they can only have half a stack of items per slot. So see how the max slot size is 32? So that's something you want to keep in mind. They can basically store half as many items. The number of slots appears to be the same, but then when you start collecting resources, you realize that it can only store half as much because max stack size is 32. That's why we have 3 stacks of acorns here, not 2. So not the end of the world, but just something to keep in mind. So that's cool. And I'm just accumulating clay and... yeah, that should be cool. And you know what? I'm going to split this up, 20 and 20. And I need more charcoal, which I'm sure I have. Doot. Nice. Okay. Sweet. I like it. So, just working on getting trees growing. Now, for today's progression, on the other hand... there's things that we might want to look at, and I'm just not entirely sure what, though. Craft a yo-yo in a tool forge, huh? So there's the Age of Enhancement, which looks cool. There's also the Age of Farming, which is actually semi-close to done. Do I need all these seeds to complete this quest? Wow, 1 out of 28. So apparently, yes. Okay. Not quite as close to done as I had thought previously. Age of Power, I assume that's when we're going to get into tech, right? Storage has a lot of options there, right? Age of Exploration. So it looks like we have to go to either the Lost Cities dimension or the Twilight Forest dimension to locate different types of ore. Dilithium crystals, huh? Does that mean... Interesting. Oh, for matter overdrive. Okay, I was thinking we had that, like, space planet mod thing going on, but apparently not. Okay, that's cool, though. That's cool. Is this the age of all the things? Cool. Nuclear fusion reactors in here. Deep mob learning, which is cool. I've played with that a little bit on one of my Twitch series that I did. Deep mob learning is a neat mod, and I want to play with it a little bit more. All right, let's come back in a few minutes here while I decide what my next course of action is, and also while I let some resources gather, courtesy of trees. All right, guys, be right back. Hey, funny side effect, I didn't light up the animal pen, and as a result, mobs are spawning in the animal pen. I'm okay with this, actually. That's actually cool by me. Does that mean, can you? Yes. I want that. Can you do that? Yeah, you can. Nice. All right, because I wanted to make a thing, and I was going to have to do a thing to get the thing that I wanted, and then I just realized that as a result of the mob spawning, I don't have to do that thing that I was going to do. So that's exciting. So check this out. If I put this in here and poured that over it, sweet. Now, there's still 30 millibuckets in there. So why don't I just use it all up? Whoop. Whoop. There's the last of it. So that means that I should now be good to get copper amber, because copper is something I never made, but I need red sand for it. So 2 sand resin, 4 petrified, and 2 clay. 4 petrified, a couple sand, and a couple clay resin, which should be back there. We're getting there, guys. We're getting towards the point where automation is going to be possible. All right, now for a copper sapling, we need a spruce, which is petrified in a bottle of water. Okay, making progress. So the reason I want to get this is more so just cause petrified. So that should be that. Then you go in here, Amber, and that should be good. Because I've got a spot over here that I've designated for copper for when we need it. I don't know when we will need it, but I've designated a spot for it. And I want to plant the copper tree there before, you know, something else. I haven't planted lead yet. There's a few saplings I haven't planted just yet, which I might get around to doing in a minute. I'm kind of getting to things when I get to things, you know what I mean? Like, it's cool, but I'm like, I don't have enough resources to just get everything going at once, you know what I mean? So that's what we're working towards. 15, nice. All right, cool. So that's 3 more of those. How am I on iron? Iron and clay is what I'm like heavily in need of right now, right? Nice, 9. That's a good number. Cool. I would love to automate this bad boy, though. Or do something with him. Because melting iron amber takes a while. Hey, look, our first piece of copper. And our copper sapling. Alright, just wanted to update you guys on what I was working on. I'll come back in a minute. I have a couple more things to do before we get ready. Alright, I think I now officially have one of every tree that resource tree that is, growing here. So let's just take a check. Lead, iron, I didn't do bacon, sand, silver, I didn't do donut, tin, I didn't do cottonwood, redstone, gold, coal, I didn't do bone either, lapis, diamond, clay, petrified, gravel, yeah, and dirt. So I have everything. I should do bone. I kind of should do bone. Yeah, why don't we add that one real quick to the sapling list. So what I'm gonna do is some of this, some of this, some of this, and get myself a hopping bonsai, and that should be cool. You and you. And you. I don't love using the chest slabs, but you know what? It is nice that they can, you know, behave themselves a little bit. Where should I put this guy? Maybe back here in the back. Because bone and cotton, I think, is what I'll wind up putting back here, and anything else that's along those lines. I'm trying to be somewhat organized. So, like, the first row is, like, dirt and gravel and sand and clay. The second row is metals. So we've got iron, gold, and lead. The third row is also metals. So we've got copper, tin, and silver. And we might have a couple other metals here eventually, like osmium and whatnot. And then we have dusts and gems, right? So we got redstone, lapis, diamond, and coal. And then we've got bone. And that might eventually be string and something else. And we'll see, right? And that's not necessarily the permanent place that all that's going to live. I'm sure this will evolve over time. But yeah, no, we've totally got... I'm going to eat donuts because we're not inventory. We've totally got a pretty nice resource gen system going right here now. And that's all nice and automated. We just be patient. All right, so what should we do next? That's a super good question. Let's let me figure that out. I would initially want to do this chapter because we're actually relatively close to finishing it. It looks like from an initial look, right? But then when you look at all the trees and all the croppings, we have 28 seeds to get. I'm not going to do that right now. So I think my first order of business should be processing the metal amber stuff that we're getting as soon as possible, right? So smelting it, you get 1x. We obviously are already past that because we're already doing the melter thing. I'm looking through JEI, and the only options I see are mechanism. That's it. Like, mechanism is pretty much your best bet. Chance to double output 85% on a grindstone from Astral. So that's less than double, right? Because it's, 185% instead of 200%. Same for this grindstone thing from the horsepower mod. And you can melt it looks like, in the nuclear craft melter, but I'm feeling like nuclear craft might be a little bit not quite yet. So I was like, hey, that's interesting. So I'm looking, and some of the mods that we're used to having in packs aren't in here, which is cool because it kind of will encourage me to do stuff that I'm not used to doing, right? So Ender IO is not here. Thermal Dynamics, Thermal Foundation, and Thermal Innovation, which has the tools, are in here. But there's no thermal expansion. So there's no machines, and there's no power gen from thermal, right? So that's interesting. So there's definitely some stuff that I'm going to have to check out and figure out, like, what's the path here, right? There's Ender Utilities, which I'm not super familiar with. It looks like there's some neat stuff in here. I'm just not familiar with the mod all that much, right? Ruler, measure distance to visualize positions. Oh, cool. All right, so jailer module, huh? Okay, that's cool. Definitely some stuff, right? There's also a mod that I keep seeing and have yet to try. It's been in a few packs, and like I've never gotten a chance to mess with it too much. Matter Overdrive looks interesting. It looks cool. I'm not 100% sure what it's all about, but it sounds neat. So I think Mechanism is gonna have to be like the tech mod of the pack. Like, that seems to be like the only tech mod of the pack that I'm seeing at this point, at least that I can use for ore doubling, right? Or eventually tripling and quadrupling, right? And whatnot. So let's get started, right? So in order to do that, we're gonna need to get into like the basic stuff. So I think first things first, right? We're gonna need some osmium, right? Because we need steel casings. Oh, we need steel as well. So we're gonna have to figure out how to make steel in this pack. That might be trickier sounding than you might be otherwise aware. Let's see. Is there like a steel tree? Like, what's steel look like? Steel. How do we get steel ingots? Yeah, no, I know there's apparently resource hogs can do steel, it would look like. And I might want to mess with that a little bit. Yeah, see, there's steel resource hogs, and then there's steel blend. So I can get that through the metallurgic infuser with coal. All right, that's fair. Or charcoal. That's even fairer. Okay. So we'll want a metallurgic infuser, which just means we need osmium, right? So we're going to need an osmium tree for sure. So to get that, we're going to need another mineral sapling, which we've already made, so we know that that's not too bad. And osmium amber needs 4 iron. Oh, we need quartz resin. Okay. And copper resin. So we need to get quartz resin first. So I'm going to need a quartz sapling, which means I need a piece of nether quartz in order to get a quartz sapling. Well, that's cheating. How am I supposed to get quartz without a quartz sapling? It shouldn't hopefully be too terrible. How do I get quartz without a quartz sapling? We can get quartz rarely, a 4% chance from netherrack saplings. Okay. And netherrack, we can get... Alright, so we need a netherrack sapling. Alright, so like let's create a to-do list here, right? Quartz sapling needs, that needs a quartz resin, so I want a quartz sapling, which means I need quartz, which I can get theoretically from a netherrack sapling. Which means I need netherrack, diamond resin, and gold resin, and redstone sapling we have. And netherrack comes from... I thought there was something I could pour over something. Redstone amber, and pour 250 millibuckets of lava over it will get me netherrack. I can make redstone amber, I think. Let's see if that's correct. Cool. And then I might be able to get... I'm curious if this will work. Can I get... How can I get lava in here? That'll get me netherrack for sure. I just need to get lava into the tank. How does one get lava in there? Yeah, no, I know that's a thing. How about a tank? Do tanks exist? So there's mechanism tanks, I think, but in order to get those, it's just red. Okay, I can do that. I think that might be doable. That might be doable. Let's see. Let's clear that for a sec, because I might want to try this a little differently. Redstone tank from mechanism to hold the lava, right? And then are mechanisms pipes in here? And do I have access? I think steel is required for them. So thermal might be an option, right? We need hardened fluid duct, which means we need nickel, which I haven't gotten yet. Do the... Wait, hold on. I got an idea. Well, that might work. Well, we'll see. So if I were to put this in here, could I do that? No. So you can do buckets at a time. That's interesting. Now I just need to find a way to get this. What just happened? Yes, how to get you to drain to the bottom. If I could get you to drain into the melter, then we should be... Oh, you know, or I don't even know if I need to do that. You know what I could do? Hold on. This should work. Redstone amber here and that. And that should make netherrack. Now we're cool. Now we're cool. Booyah. No, I can figure something out. I like it. I like it. That works. Hey, that works. All right. So now we should be able to get our netherrack sapling. So 2 diamond and a gold and a redstone sapling, which we should have all of over here, right? Theoretically, redstone sapling, 2 diamond resin, and a gold resin. And that'll get me a netherrack sapling that we need. And then what I'm going to say is we definitely need more stuff here, right? Where's my iron? I need more iron, for sure. Iron resin. Aw, so close. So close to having 9 iron resin. I like when I have 9, because then it's easily does things. I should have 9 by the time these melt. Get you melting. Get you crafting. Cool. Ready with the bonsais. You guys did not behave the way I expected you to. I don't know if I love these drawers and the way you interact with them. It's like one click to get one, and then a double click to get a stack. But if you want multiple singles, like, you know, if I want 10, that's a hard recourse, right? But let's get our netherrack going at least for now, so that we can start working towards the charcoal that we need. Or the not charcoal, the quartz. Cool. So I'm going to put netherrack right here. I'm going to assume netherrack sapling goes on dirt, yes. Yeah, it's growing, yay! Cool. So now we just need a little bit of luck and get some quartz, right, out of that bad boy. So I'll come back in a few minutes once that hopefully gets done. Alright guys, be right back. Hey, good, more of this stuff. That's iron, right? Yeah, I only need 5 though, and 4 of you. So I can get 1 more of these. Alright, yeah, be right back. Alright guys, I did some manual harvesting and got myself some nether quartz, so that's cool. So netherrack sapling check, nether quartz check, quartz sapling. Now I need a magma slime crystal used to craft slime tools, and 2 netherrack and an emerald sapling, which I haven't quite gotten yet. That needs a green slime crystal and nickel resin. Also things I haven't gotten yet. Wow, okay, so hold on. So I need 1 of you and you, and then you needs you and you, right? So nickel resin is going to come from a nickel sapling. So let's get nickel covered. More metals to figure out. Petrified. 2 bone, 2 sand, and 4 petrified. 4 petrified. 2 sand. 2 bone. And then brown dye or fertilizer. Or cocoa beans. Fertilizer ain't gonna happen. Cocoa beans? Maybe. 30% chance, that's not terrible. How about this brown dyed water stuff? Brown dyed water, huh? That's just the same thing going in there. So that's not gonna help at all, right? So I think a jungle sapling and a bonsai tree might be the correct course of action here. Let's have a miscellaneous bonsai tree that may not always be running, but would be nice to have at certain times of the day. So do I have a hopper? Do I have another hopper that I can get? Did I do this thing? Yeah, that's cool. Just wanted to make sure I had all my stuff. See, like, how many hoppers and stuff we need? It's shenanigans. Okay. So with you, we could probably just stick this in a corner somewhere. Now, remember we had trouble growing jungle trees inside, right? But that's okay. So now we just need some cocoa beans, and then we should be good to get that. While that's cooking, what's involved in this? So that smelted becomes a green slime crystal, so that shouldn't be a problem, right? So it's 4 slime balls, sand, and dirt. We should have 1 of each of those. And if not, we can get some. How's my dirt tree been doing? Not bad. You know, having this stuff on autocraft, or auto mode, is pretty nice. Like, you stop paying attention for a little bit, and then all of a sudden it's good to go. And I should have a slime block here. Remember, I have the slimy sapling, so we're good on that. So that means you are cool and can be smelted. Okay, so that checks the box on that dude, which means we should be able to get an emerald sapling now. So for an emerald sapling, I need the nickel resin still and the 2 tin. But we've got the thing we need. How about magma slime? Slimy magma mud. Requires... Can they be any slime ball? I'm feeling like that might be trickier than I thought. That's a lot of steps. Soul sand is going to come from what? Where am I going to get soul sand from? Oh, we can pour experience over sand to get soul sand. And we can get experience or essence of knowledge. Interesting. That's cool. Or we can turn Netherward into it with Astral. Or we can do the bacon thing. Dark sugar, wither dust, unstable ender pearl, dwindle cream, wither dust. Dark sugar. Huh. Dark sugar makes more dark sugar. That's cool. Just looking to see if there's some other trick to getting soul sand that I'm missing. But I'm not really seeing it, am I? Definitely not. Alright, let me look into this a little bit more, because I'm trying to figure out... It might be pigs only, but I'd be surprised if that was the case. Alright, guys, so... I think I have a path to get soul sand. I think I need an experience pylon. I think that's what I need. So we need lime water, which shouldn't be a problem, because wow, look how tall that cactus is growing. Hello, sir. Hello, cactus. That was interesting. I did not realize cactus grew that tall in this pack. So that should be doable, right? Because the only thing that I saw that makes any sense with my current tech level for soul sand is to pour molten experience over sand to get soul sand. We might have vines already from... Okay, we don't have vines. We do have cocoa beans, though, so that's cool. We got that. Does this make vines? You know what? This makes vines, right? Yeah, that's cool. Definitely do that. So you can make vines that way. How many vines do I need? 2. Okay. I also need a fire charge. I had gunpowder, right? Yes. I forget where I got it from. A creeper, right? I killed a creeper and got gunpowder at some point. So that's convenient. Blaze actually seems not hard to get. If we take a look at Netherrack. Check this out. Boop, boop, boop. Cool. Netherrack equals blaze. Nice. All right. So I'd love to have another sapling of jungle. Jungle saplings are easy to make, though, right? Yeah, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to steal the jungle sapling out of the Pokedex and dry it out. So that should be cool. Because it says this cyclic thing, which I'm not super familiar with the experience pylon from cyclic, but it says release or bottle them later. So I'm hoping I can put the experience I already have into the pylon, and if that's the case, maybe I can get a bottle out and then put the bottle into like a tank or something and pour it over the sand. Kind of like I just did with the lava. So that's the plan. Whether or not that works out is a really good question that I don't super have an answer for. We'll find out in about a minute, won't we? All right, so you need a fire charge. Okay, then the only other thing we're missing are the 2 vines and a hopper. Hopper we can make. Wow, is my inventory a mess? And then we need the vines, 2 cooked netherrack. The vines are good. And then some gold. Do I have a gold? I should have a gold. Wow, look at you. Look at you being almost full gold. Nice. Do love that you're almost full. Don't love that you're almost full. Gonna have to figure out a solution to that pretty soon. I'm assuming what's gonna happen is if there's nowhere for that stuff to go, it'll, you know, kind of tell me and be like, hey, Dyer, there's nowhere for this stuff to go. And the trees will stop growing, I hope. I hope that's what happens. We'll find out, I'm sure. It would be cool if the trees stopped growing once the chest was full and couldn't accept any resources anymore, because we're definitely getting to that point on some of our trees, which makes me question if I should get another resource storage mechanic or what. I don't know. So let's pour our gold out here. We only need 1, but we're gonna need 3, and then the rest can go into a block form. Okay. Oh, we already had a gold ingot. Doesn't matter, though. All right. Hooray! Experience pylon. Nice. Now, this dude... Oh, look. Cool. Always on. Collect orbs. Oh, and you can get bottles. Oh. Drain experience from player. Nice. So if I hit... Drain all experience from player. Sweet. So we've got 450 experience. And now we have 439 experience. So can I... First off, let's pour all this out. And I'm hoping I can make another fluid tank like that. I'd love it if I could void this. How do you think I could go about doing that? How about a trash can? There's only trash. Dispose of any fluid or item. Seems doable. I would love to void that. And if I can, that would be great. Okay. Gonna borrow you for a sec. Haha, nice. Now the ultimate question is, can we put a bottle of enchanting in here? The answer would appear to be no. Alright, let's try a bucket. Ooh, experience bucket. Okay, that's cool. So that should work. So check this out, right? We do this. We do our experience bucket. We go get our sand that we already have. Now remember, it's 250 millibuckets per soul sand. So this should equal 4 soul sand, right? Cool. And we have some storage for experience, because that's neat. Now, how much is left in here? 400? So we should be able to make a few more pieces of soul sand as needed. So that's cool. So we got soul sand going. Nice. We found a way. Life finds a way. Now, the other thing we need for this magma slime is magma cream, which is easy because we have blaze rod. So that we don't have to worry about. But it looks like we need the orange slime balls. It doesn't look like it's ore dictionary with the green ones. So we'll try it with the green ones, but I'm not expecting it to work. But we may need magma slime, which just needs blazing pyrotheum. Really, dude? Really, dude? I was hoping that wouldn't be so bad. Pyrotheum dust. Sulfur? How am I going to get sulfur? The horse grindstone can get sulfur. That looks like my only option. Horse grindstone. Really, bro? Horse grindstone or grindstone? Grindstone should work. Regular grindstone. Yes. Yes, 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 yes. Okay. So it's wrapping up point for this episode, but here's what we're going to do. We're going to come back next episode. We will continue with the necessary actions to get eventually to an osmium sapling. And once we have the osmium sapling, we can start on mechanism, which should be cool. All right, for now, Dill's signing off. Hope you guys enjoyed the episode. We'll come back next time. Osmium is the focus and mechanism. For now, take it easy.